Hello, everyone. Mr. Minnick is my name. Math is my game, and I'm really excited right about now because all week long we've been talking about completing the square. So this is a continuation. This is the conclusion of Chapter 4, Section 6, Complete the Square. Now, all week long we've been talking about doing this for the sole purpose of solving an equation. But this time, this last installment, we're going to do this to rewrite a quadratic function, and to put it into vertex form. This is the lesson that I'm always afraid to teach. I need to wear high boots and shin guards and knee guards and maybe even an athletic protective cup when I teach this lesson because you're going to be mad at me. So we're going to be completing the square for the purpose of rewriting a quadratic function into vertex form. Let me go ahead and have my smartboard recognize all that. Is that a little bit easier to read? So the purpose of what we're going to do today is so that we can rewrite a quadratic function into a vertex form. Okay, so just a trip down memory lane. Y equals x squared minus 4x minus 7. That's a quadratic function in standard form. And if we had to graph something like that, the only thing we really definitively know without, oh my gosh, why am I drawing a unit circle? The only thing we really definitively know about it, since this negative 7 is on the end, is that this particular graph would have a y-intercept of negative 7. We don't know that that's the vertex. We just know that that's the y-intercept, right? We also know that the a value is 1, so we're going to have some kind of parabola that opens upward, and it looks like the parent function. But we really are not sure where the vertex is. Right? So what we taught you in in the beginning of the chapter was to use this formula that says h is minus b over 2a. You remember that one? And so according to this problem, then it's going to be minus 4 over 2 times 1, which is going to be 4 over 2, or 2. So the x-coordinate of my vertex is 2. So I can make an axis of symmetry here. X equals 2. I know my vertex now is going to be 2 something. All right, now I know my vertex. My vertex is 2 something. And it looks like it's going to be 2 negative something, right? So my k value, we had a couple different ways to get the k value. There was that one big formula. Remember that? K is 4ac minus b squared all over 4a. So that's 4 times 1 times negative 7 minus negative 4 squared, and that's all over 4 times 1. So that's negative 28 minus 16 all over 4. So that's negative 44 over 4, which is negative 11. Negative 11. And that, if I got to be perfectly honest with you, that was a lot of work to get the vertex, wasn't it? How many steps did that take? Well, we had to know the one formula and plug it in. We had to know the other formula and plug it in, right? I wish I had a character counter. I really wish I had a character counter. You know, something to count how many characters I wrote in this process. You know, if I were to able, and if I had the time to infinitely clone this, you know, 1, 2, 3, how many characters that would take? Because that took a lot of work. So like I said, I need shin guards and knee pads and protective clothing, maybe even a motorcycle helmet and shoulder pads. You're going to be really mad when you see how easy this is. You ready? So check this out. Example 1. Use completing the square to write y equals x squared minus 4x minus 7 into vertex form. Smiley face. This is awesome. That green smiley face kind of reminds me of Orville, the Orville I watched it last night for the first time. Kind of a weird show. I'm not sure who's in it. I think Rob Lowe was actually in it last night. So anyway, here we go. Y equals x squared minus 4x. I dropped my marker. I'm switching my markers. There's a reason I'm doing this. This minus 7, I'm going to slide this minus 7 on down the way just a little bit because I need to leave some space. The final frontier.
Space, the final frontier.
Space, the final frontier. All right. So, just like we did before, we're going to complete the square, right? Guess what we got to add right there? -2, the quantity squared. Now, here's where it's a little bit confusing, and this is the one and only caveat that you really have to watch out for. Caveat's just like one of those things that you got to be careful of. It's something to watch out for, okay? Now, what we did is if you could picture an equation that's balanced, right? Our equation is balanced, and the balance point of the equation is kind of like my smartboard and I aren't getting along right now. Dang it. Come on. Work with me, smartboard. Okay, the balance point on my equation's right here, right? Now, when I added that quantity to the right side, it unbalances my equation, doesn't it? And I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, well, add it to the other side. Well, I want the other side to remain y equals, right? You with me? So I'm not going to add it to the other side. And most textbooks will tell you to add it to the other side. I'm not going to. So how am I going to undo adding 4 to the right side of the equation? Subtract it. Yes. I'm subtracting it. I'm subtracting 4. Okay? So, again, this is a caveat. This is something you really got to watch out for. Whenever you're rewriting, you're going to have a plus in the one place and a minus in the other place on the same side of the equation. Remember, when you solve, you add on one side and you add on the other side. It's a little bit different. But you're I don't know if you see it yet, but watch this. So we got y equals, what's our binomial squared going to be? X minus 2, the quantity squared, right? And what's minus 7 minus 4? Minus 11. We're done. That's it. That last one, I didn't even write it in vertex form. I found the vertex, and I'd have to go ahead and rewrite that thing in vertex form. I'd have to say y equals the group of x minus h, the quantity squared plus k. That took a lot of work. Look at this. How many steps did that take? How many steps did that take? Like, not many? Wow. Why didn't you show us that last week? Or, 6 weeks ago? I'm sorry. It took a week to build up the idea of completing the square, though. Do you see how effective it can be? How powerful it can be? Next week, I'll show you a couple more things about how effective and powerful completing the square can be. So anyway, it's been real. It's been fun. I hope everybody has the best weekend of their lives. We will look at this again on Monday when we review factoring. See you.
Good.